Welcome to the Spiritual Deep Dive in 5 podcast. So glad you could join us to spend some time reflecting on God and his love for each of us today. Make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. That way you'll never miss out on any of our content. The Spiritual Deep Dive podcast is posted Monday through Friday by Christ Church of Flagstaff here in Flagstaff, Arizona. And you can find more information about our church online at ccof.church. Thank you so much for watching, and we are so excited to see what God is going to do in your life because you are committed to spending time with him. Jesus says 7 things when he's on the cross. And today, as we're here in Holy Week, he says this in John 19, woman, dear woman. And he's not talking to some random, like somebody walking down the path, because he's being crucified by a road. We know that from the eyewitness accounts. And then he sees his mother. He sees a couple other women that are named in the gospel accounts, but his mother, Mary. I mean, think of all the Christmas images you can of her. And he says this, dear woman, here is your son. And then he looks at what we believe to be John, the author of this gospel. And he says to John, who may have been a relative of his, a family member, a distant family member, a cousin of some sort. He says, and John, my friend, here is your mother. Dear woman, here is your son. And here is your mother. See the anguish. Can you imagine the anguish and the terror of Jesus' mother at the crucifixion? Friends, it must have been indescribable. As a parent, I can't even imagine watching one of my children go through that pain, that torture for something I know they didn't do. And the tender compassion Jesus has for his mother in this hour of this incredible agony, it illustrates his true humanity and compassion. Not just that he could feel pain, but that he could feel compassion. And as we know, we think fairly certain that the person he has this conversation with is John, the disciple whom he loved is how he's described in other places. And that would have only happened because, see, Jesus' father wouldn't have been alive. His mother wouldn't have needed care. And as the oldest son, the oldest child, it would have been his responsibility to take care of his mother. And so probably we know Jesus had biological brothers. They were probably not present. They couldn't have been present, or John wouldn't have received this duty as he was there. He was available. He was the nearest friend and relative. And it seems that John, I think this is so stark in the account of the crucifixion, is that John apparently takes Mary immediately away from this scene, because now he's in charge of her welfare, and it's not to her benefit to keep watching what's going on. She'd seen enough. She didn't need to see the end that was coming to her son. And this role of a traditional Jewish family providing this care for his mother. I mean, don't you think we would have let Jesus off the hook if in the middle of the most painful way a person can die, he would have not thought of that? He fulfills this family responsibility as a dutiful son. What do you see in that interaction? Put yourself there. In his pain, in his agony, he's still concerned for his mom. He's caring. He's compassionate, isn't he? The most basic need that we have is his concern for his mother, his connection and family. What does it mean to you to hear that? I think that just as he hung on that cross in horrible pain, concerned that his mother would have the connection and the family that she needs, that he's concerned for us. What does it mean to me? He wants me to have a place of connection. Could this Easter be the place you reconnect? The time, the season, where the concern Jesus has for each of us from that cross motivates us to find the places where we need connection, to find reconnection, maybe with family, to be caring. compassionate. It's our most basic need too, not just Mary's. And he provides it for us.